Hey there, Tamers, me again. Another episode of the Lab Notes. I know. It's literally just last week I did one of these. And I said it was going to be an inconsistent series. But hey, might still be. It depends how often I decide to do it. Most of the time, they'll probably just be, if I do them, they'll probably just be rants. Well, I say rants. Not so much rants, it's just gibberish. How could you put it? I don't know how you put it. Just random chit chat. There you go. There may be some information stuff in there. There may not be, but we'll see how it goes. This one is a bit more of an informative one. Well, it's not so much an informative one. I don't know where I'm going with this. This is that's why I do these. These are just general chit chat things. There we go. Anyway, I have come to the revolution that I have too many Digimon cards. I have, how many bulk boxes is it? I basically have a bulk box for every colour, bar white, because hey, white isn't as popular as all the other colours. But yeah, I have a bulk box for every colour that's pretty much almost all full. Well, they're all almost all full. I also have several other bulk boxes which are full of decks that I have built. Now, they're not all meta decks. Some of them are just random decks that I felt like building. But yeah, basically with the game expanding and so on and so forth, yada yada yada, I've come to the revolution. I have too many cards that, in the fact of when I'm sorting them out, it is a pain to organise them all. I don't know how people deal with bulk. I've tried multiple times to organise it all, but of course with each new set that comes out and with each new pack I get from participating in tournaments or buying boxes and all that, I then have to organise all them into the bulk, and then it's like, I don't want to do this. Because how I try to do it is I try to organise it into level 2s, level 3s, level 4s, level 5s, level 6s, potentially level 7s if they got level 7s, tamers and options. That's how I try to do it. Now, it's getting to a point where that is becoming very tedious, because every time I get new cards, I've then got to unpack all what I've already got, put in the new stuff, and then pack it all away again. And it's just like, oh my god, I don't want to. So I've come to the revolution that when I build decks with this bulk, if it's not a deck that I am going to be playing very often, if I play it at locals, I have decided I will play it at locals. Even if I win or lose, that deck will then become bulk at the locals, or if someone wants to buy it off me, they can buy it off me. Unless it's a deck like I'm going to regularly play, so like my Omni Ace, my Heavy Metal Dramon, my War Greymon, my partner's Imperial Dramon, those decks like that, I will happily, those are decks that I will keep, and maybe some other ones if I enjoy them. But if I don't want to if I don't think I'll play the deck regularly, then I will just be like, right, hey, anyone want to buy it? No, bulk. Same with cracking packs. If I crack packs and I don't get anything I want, probably stay at the shop for bulk. So that is how I do. But that is the revelation I came to. Yeah. Also, the TikTok side of things, I know I literally only just mentioned this last week, but I'm probably going to be holding off for TikTok because I need to focus on one thing, and trying to do two things for me, it's like my brain can't take it. It's just not how I work. Like, if I try to do too many things at once, then I overwhelm myself, and then I just can't enjoy doing anything. It's like I've had it before where I've tried doing my YouTube, I've tried doing my comics, and there's other things, like I tried doing airsoft. There was everything. I wanted to do everything at once, and I couldn't do it. So I've had to sort of break things down, and like I said in the last one, work out a schedule. The airsoft I unfortunately won't be doing anymore, probably for a long time. Whether I'll get back into it or not, I don't know. I did enjoy it. My comic, I am planning to redo my comic, because now that I actually have a nice area to do it at, it may come back. But yeah. Sticking with Digimon, I will be focusing mostly on doing Digimon content. So obviously the in-person ones, there may be times where it's random decks that I, like I said, will take to locals and play them. There may be times where it's my regular decks, so that will stay as it is. I may be now getting to a point where instead of just having the raw footage, I'll be able to comment over it. If you guys enjoy the raw footage, let me know. If you'd rather I comment over it and try to explain what's going on, I can do that as well. That is what I want to look to do. But if it does get to a point where it's like, oh, I want to try this deck out, it'll probably be on the Sims and stuff like that. For example, what deck can I use for an example? Atmon. I don't really want to play the Atmon deck in person, because it just doesn't... I enjoy the Atmon. I do enjoy the Atmon. It does look cool, but I don't really want to play it in person. It seems like a deck that requires brain power, and I'm not saying I don't have brain power. It sounds like I am, but I'm not. I don't know, it's just not a deck that takes my fancy in person, but if I want to try it out, I'll play it on the sim. It's also mainly down to the fact that I may not always be able to get the cards for it. If it's a deck that I definitely want to play, I will try spend out to get it to the most efficient it is. But if it's not one that I feel like I'll play regularly, then I'll probably just build what I got, and then it'll be inoptimal. Yes, I am back at work, so yeah, that's just how things go. I'm hoping with being able, I'm hoping to go to locals more. There is another locals that we do have starting up. Hopefully we can get more members there as well as our current locals. I'm hoping with these locals eventually I'll be able to start doing some more competitive scenes. Unfortunately, around the UK, big competitive events don't happen often here. If they do, it's like, so far it's only been on days where I've had other arrangements, but a lot of them end up just being across the, as people put it, across the pond. So like in Europe, like France, Germany, Spain, all that. And as much as I would love to travel to those places, I just can't afford to right now. So yeah, that is my general rant for the day. I am still looking to potentially do other content other than the Digimon, but I think right now I'm just going to stick with Digimon and just see how my channel goes. I'm growing steadily, and I appreciate the support from you guys, because at the moment I'm only really doing this as a side hobby, and if I could get it to where I can do it regularly and like entertain people regularly and continue to grow, then that would be awesome. But at the moment it is sort of like a side hobby, so if I don't end up uploading, there's probably a reason. Maybe because I'm too busy and I don't have time to do videos, or I just haven't fancied doing videos, which a lot of the time I do fancy doing videos, but it's just finding the time to. But that is now sort of being worked on, so hopefully we get more content out. But yeah, that is the lab notes for today. I can't think of anything else that I really want to talk about. These videos are, like I said, just general chit chat videos. There's no structure to them whatsoever. I say there's no structure. I try to break it down into like, oh well, this is locals. Yeah, you get the idea. I try to break it into sections, but it's just general chit chat most of the time. So yeah, hope you guys keep enjoying your game, and who knows, maybe one day I'll see you at a locals, or maybe a big event where you will proceed to either beat my behind because the Digigods deem me unworthy. That was, I don't know what that was. I'm sorry, that was just, yeah. Until next time, guys, goodbye.